Yeah, the point here is that no, tag mark also sort of is indicating that we should build as many intelligent machines as possible, sort of a thing. And with the time passage, it will become much more prevalent, and a lot more work will be done by machines and what we currently call robos.
Yeah.
Now, that brings us to the other two questions that I have had thought
Mm.
about,
Mm.
and to keep it more with the current situation,
Yeah.
will robos have human parts?
Robots may not have a human part because human parts grow out of it is like history affects geography and geography affects history. Lot of human parts are decided by their physiology,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Cells in liver are doing something else, and cells in the muscles are doing something else. But they're all
Hmm.
cells.
Hmm.
So there's a huge variety of cells,
Hmm.
whereas this variety is not required in a machine,
Hmm.
isn't it? They're all ultimately what are they? They're all silicon chips with junctions, isn't it?
Yes.
Which have to direct electron movements and with NP and whatever junctions you have, all that stuff. You know me it better. So what are you going to? You are creating like quantum computers which are coming up.
Hmm.
So how are they going to be better than the present computers? Because of the ease of transfer of knowledge, one, and the complex dimension by which a quantum computer can transmit better than the present computers.
Hmm. And it can do a lot more things.
Absolutely. So
That is the point,
this
as
so
the
it will be
technology
no
increases. Yes.
yeah. So this will be no more binary then.
Hmm.
The
No.
probability states of computer are much more, and then you have entangled particles and so on and so forth. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, thinking about it in terms of you being a well-versed person with medicine and all that,
Yes.
uh, uh, can you envisage in the next 30 years where a robo will have sort of probably not necessarily a brain,
Mm.
but a human brain, but a human set of extremities like the limbs, and things of
Yeah.
that nature, which may
That
look
that
more and more like a human being.
yeah. Now see, sir, if you go back reverse, you see the images of gods. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now God has been made as a human shape wherever there are pictures and
Right,
whatever religion they follow.
right.
But you really ask this question: would it be that God? There is a God, and maybe God is not this human shape.
Mm.
Maybe it can be anything.
Yes,
So, but fine for our convenience sake and for connecting with Him,
yes.
because human mind knows only human body. What else
Mm.
does it know? Right?
Correct.
Yeah. So we
Well,
don't
now
know
it
that.
knows amoeba also.
Yeah. So all living things which it has seen, it doesn't know the aliens, na? How do they
Yes.
look like? So they can create a caricature of alien in ET and
Yeah, right,
PK,
right, right.
PK and all that. But we
As
don't know
far
whether
as
they are like
human
that.
imagination works.
Yeah. So it's the same imagination which is working with robo. See the cinema.
Mm.
Ultimately, when they make a robot, they make it like humans only, whether it's made of steel or something,
Yes,
with some arms and this and that and all that.
that's right.
It's not very intelligent actually. It's not very aesthetic also. But
No, that's
okay,
true. That's
I
true.
would I would prefer a robot which is this big and it can expand, dilate, contract, do things. Yeah, create a new design. But human beings can't think beyond 3D. So even if there are 11 dimensions, who is going to see that? We can't even see space-time dimension. We live in that. So what I'm trying to say, this may not happen unless somebody
Mm.
really creative comes up. The reverse will happen. Human mind will have parts.
That was my next question. Will they reverse the
Yeah,
flip right? That the
flip.
human beings will have more
It is yeah,
mechanical and artificially developed elements added to their
absolutely,
body.
absolutely.
Well,
They
also
that
already some things are happening for disabled people and all that, but
so
that's
right
not.
right now they are external things. We pick up
Mm,
EEG, we transmit it through Bluetooth,
mm,
and there's a skeleton on the thing. Somebody whose hand is paralyzed,
mm,
and they move.
mm,
No, but something remarkable has happened.
mm,
Elon Musk has created a chip
mm,
which is implantable in the brain,
mm,
which will pick up all electrical activity and transmit.
mm, mm,
So you don't need an external EEG.
mm.
What will remain after this is you put a something by which that chip is connected to internet all the time.
Yes, you don't need your phone.
You don't need a phone. Everything will go inside your head.
Yes,
So there are already pacemakers put for Parkinson's patients.
that's
There's
right.
a pacemaker put in the heart. They're all machines. Huh?
Yes, yes, yes,
At one level, at a very, very narrow level, pacemaker is an intelligent machine. It
yes.
just
It is.
senses and it takes over,
Mm,
right? So if I think movement and this robotic hand is there, so the reverse will happen faster.
mm. Yes, yes.
Now,
This is what I predict also.
how much of it will really change the person into robo?
Mm,
But anyway, this will be for a small percentage of people.
mm.
Now, why would everybody need a chip in their head unless
Yes.
they are medically ill, unless they really want to put a chip and expose themselves? Who
Mm.
guarantees the chip will pick up every idea which you'll have? All your fantasies are in the open.
Well, there is an element of longevity, life,
So,
prolonging life, and not having what you call
so the
disabilities with the age and so on.
best thing that happens to human beings is that they die.
Mm.
Trust me, trust me. If they
You're
live,
gonna lose all your patients.
I know, I tell them on the face. And these days I'm telling people that if you were so spiritual and everything was so sorted out, why were you shit scared of COVID of dying? If that is the only truth, face it. No, right now with Homo sapiens, the way we are,
Mm,
death is a natural sequelae of things.
mm,
Somebody who falls ill at 60, 70, suppose, and maybe, I'm not saying old people should die, but there are people who are alive on 24 medicines a day.
mm.
They're not living. If they're enjoying life, wonderful, they should. Why not? But what is our insistence on keeping people alive, even if you want to put a whole bloody truck full of gadgetry around them?
Drugs and so on. Yes,
And for what?
that's true.
So now, for improving the quality of life, AI would be a very good thing.
Mm,
It will also be good at reducing the loneliness of people,
mm,
right? So
mm,
let us take AI as a complementarity.
mm.
I said it last time also, rather than a confrontative problem.
Correct, correct.
The problem may arise if we do not think about it right now.
Mm,
What happens then? AI will become independent and get out of our circuit. Right now, it's in our control. We
mm.
program, we feed in data. But what happens that AI starts to collect its own data,
This is, yes,
and
machine learning is that.
but machine learning is still in our control
Mm,
because the pathways which have been set for machine learning are the inputs which we are so well aware of.
mm, mm, mm.
But there may
That's
be a
right.
point of time when we even don't act and the machine knows. It already knows to a large extent. You see, you're talking about something, our smartphones never go off.
That's
So
right.
maybe you open up the first thing you were talking to somebody, and the first suggestion there comes is about that. This
Well, I
happens.
mean, a very simple example, pardon me for interrupting you here, but a simple example is that, those Google Minis and so on, the one
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
listens to your commands and then
Yes, yes,
operates the appropriate equipment.
yes,
Sometimes, while one is talking, because it's always on, you
yes,
never switch it off really,
yes,
because you
yes,
don't know when you're gonna give it an order. Like you may
yes,
want a recipe or you want to play a
Yes.
video, whatever. Uh, so it's always on. So many a times it just says, uh, I cannot understand that. I can't help you with that.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, maybe if I use the word GOOGLE right now,
Mm.
it will respond
Yes.
because okay, so and so. I'm deliberately not doing it because
Mm.
it's further away from me, and probably the sound will not be that
Yeah.
audible. But
Yeah.
it works at times. All of a sudden it says, well, I can't understand that. Will you repeat or something of
So
that nature?
I think we'll become more cyborgs
Hmm.
than robots becoming human.
Hmm. Yes,
Because
that's probably.
see, right now the focus is very simple.
Hmm.
Uh, the whole industry of AI does not want to recreate a human body.
Exactly.
The human body comes in with its share of garbage also,
Hmm.
excreta also. We are not eco-friendly. We appear eco-friendly. You do all that
Right.
nonsense.
Yes.
Machines don't do all that. So why recreate a human body? Human body is already there. For that you have to just allow them to reproduce the way they are doing. So you don't have to do any smartness. Cognitive capacity is the
Right.
focus.
Yes. Yes.
Now, once that cognitive capacity develops, whether AI is going to use that by its own discretion
Hmm.
or it has to be directed by us.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And if us, who are this us?
Yes, that's it. The
Who?
decision makers.
The decision makers.
Yes.
That is the only question that needs to be answered. Because
Hmm.
it's very simple.
That requires another program, buddy.
Yes. No, no. See the drama going on with vaccine.
Yes,
If you
yes,
look at
yes.
vaccine thing, we don't know what is happening. Nobody knows about COVID. The research is flimsy. All research are contradicted after 10, 15 days. There is no protocol of medicine.
That's
People are
right.
talking of vaccine. Vaccine against what? There are no antibodies. So whether it's going to be a passive vaccine or you need shots of vaccine, God knows what.
Mm.
Right? So
Yes.
at best we are making mathematical models. That's it. What do they mean? Nothing. So if a vaccine comes which works, who is going to control it in the world? Our benevolent leaders?
Mm. There's
Yeah.
already a tug of war going on there.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks back, probably a month back, it was almost certain that the research in Queensland University on the COVID
Mm.
vaccine had reached its sort of a peak, and they were ready to do large population trials. They had already done some, but then all of a sudden there was a hiccup in
Mm.
their research. So they've gone out of the news and the vogue, and Australia was really up and jumping and up and down that we found the answer. And this and the AstraZeneca, you probably know about that company,
AstraZeneca.
AstraZeneca or whatever. It's a all over Australia. You've got its
So,
offices.
so see,
So there is already
yeah,
some sort of a
India is
you know
making it. Bill Gates.
stranglehold that all kinds of organizations and people and governments are trying to
Absolutely.
have. On the
Absolutely.
other
And
hand, let's stop here with a positive note, and we will,
yes.
unless you want to talk a bit
No,
more
no, no.
about something,
Okay.
and we will work with this business of the brain actually
Yes.
being what let's call usable as a machine out of a human body and as a new uh, let's say biomechanical product.
See,
Now,
right now, the brain and its own complexity,
mm,
what vis-a-vis AI,
mm,
there is not much difference.
mm,
AI can do it faster in many more
that's it.
in a vaster expanse. That is
Mm,
it.
mm.
We all can do what AI does, given that
Yes,
set of
that's
information.
and luckily all my AI friends and colleagues
Hmm.
who actually run AI companies,
Hmm. Hmm.
they say that AI is nothing. It's just a faster way of doing things which are mundane. like,
No,
mathematical.
mothers do AI everything. No? They know what their kids prefer to eat, on what day, what will happen.
Exactly.
We as psychiatrists know what the other person is thinking. We don't need a deep machine learning for that.
Exactly. So
So,
let's hope
yeah,
we can keep it like
yeah, yeah. I
that.
think no, no. See, we have come here through natural evolution.
Right.
If we want to press the accelerator pedal fast, how will it come? It will come from our brain also. So it will be very foolish to think that while we are evolving AI from the same set of neurons
Mm-hmm.
by our thought,
Mm-hmm.
so this our brain will also be evolving.
Mm.
We can't say that our brain evolution is stopped.
Mm. Mm.
Brain must also be evolving. With every such thing which comes up, brain also evolves. So we don't know what the brain is going to spring the surprise at.
That's right.
Only some of us have to save it from the onslaught of TV news, Facebook, and WhatsApp.
You said it. And,
Yeah.
and in fact, I always wondered about this question of, Asimov in his Foundation series. You might have read about them. There are two kinds of, let's say, communities. One who were thinkers and who had a psycho mind, and you could read your minds and communicate without actually just using their minds and not using any language or as such,
Yeah.
and they would just simply talk via waves or whatever. Uh, Whereas so they were called thinkers or some name like that, and the others were basically fighters. The ones who would do the fight battles and so on. So were very physical. So I don't think we will ever reach that utopia of of
No,
Asimov.
no,
Do
no.
you think?
No. Eh, The genetics is very, very widely distributed.
Uh,
I have a different take on it. I often say that if you remove all the rules
mm,
and tell people that what you do will have no consequences, you'll have no
mm,
memory.
mm,
People said that no, oh, society will be in disaster.
mm.
I said nothing will happen. When you remove all rules,
Right.
all baggages of tradition and fear of future,
Mm,
it will settle down because nature has distributed all type of temperaments.
mm,
So
mm.
not everybody will be a criminal, not everybody will be a saint, not every it will equitably distribute. So world will settle down. You have to trust nature.
Yes.
So even COVID did not kill everybody with diabetes.
That's right. That's right.
With the same set of variables,
Mm,
if you take 100 people, not everybody went through the same trajectory.
correct. Correct.
Maybe I asked one of my mathematician friends that probably this is what the deterministic chaos is all about.
Mm,
When you talk of sensitivity to initial condition,
mm,
maybe COVID, when it was entering your body, anybody's body, uh, it all depended on what state of immunity, mental state you were in.
mm.
So maybe if all the other variables were the same, but it still took on to some different dimension.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, on that hopeful note, we'll finish this particular
Right, sir. Right, sir.
segment, and let's
Perfect.
take up the next topic in a few weeks' time. And I
Very well.
thank you for your time, and I thank all the listeners and viewers of Suniye
And
for their
please give my email and phone to people. They
yes.
can always
Uh,
WhatsApp and do all that.
yes, your email, please, if you alok.bajpai at
No, no, no,
gmail.
no, no.
Mm-hmm.
ALOKBAJP at gmail.com
Mm-hmm.
without a
Alok
dot,
BAJP or
at,
without any dots and things.
without any dots. And my phone
ALOK
B,
BAJP
and
at
phone number,
gmail.com,
right.
and we will write.
Phone is 98390
Mm,
27402
wonderful. That's with a prefix of +91
plus
for
9.
India,
Yeah.
and people are welcome. But Mate, you will not get time to answer all the queries
No,
at
no,
times, but
no, no.
hardly.
I will do.
These days, people prefer emails.
I already have a chip in my head, so it is connected all the time. I was actually trying. I told somebody to talk to Elon Musk
Hmm.
and say that I will volunteer if they put a chip in my head. I haven't responded till now.
they they don't want to confront your train of thought, buddy. You'll make it fail within 30 seconds. It will go kaput, as they say in German.
Yes, kaput.
Wonderful.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very
Okay,
much,
sir.
Alok.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Dr. Alok
Thanks.
Bajpai, wonderful to have you again.
Thanks. Thanks.
You
Thanks.
enjoy yourself, and we thank all our viewers and listeners for their time. We'll
Thanks, sir.
meet you again in a few weeks' time with a new
Sure.
topic. Continuing
Sure.
on with this quantum of thought with life versus AI and so on.
Sure.
Thank
Sure.
you. Take
Okay, bye.
care.
Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye. All the
Bye.
best.
Bye.